We have all been sold the exact same corporate lie. You want to turn a coworker into a real friend, so you think you must invite them to an after-work happy hour. But here is the brutal truth. Happy hours are actually high-pressure human resources minefields. They blur boundaries and trigger massive social anxiety. They actually keep you permanently stuck in coworker mode. You sit across from someone holding a sweaty drink. You desperately try to figure out what is safe to say. It is completely exhausting. Today, I am going to show you why forcing drinks is ruining your chances of connection. I am going to introduce you to a brilliant behavioral psychology trick. It is called the errand method. I am giving you the exact word-for-word scripts to flawlessly execute this. Stick around until the very end of this video. I will share the ultimate bridge script with you. It is the secret to seamlessly transitioning your work buddy into an actual weekend friend. It will absolutely never feel like a forced, awkward date. Let's validate the reality of being a 30-something in the American workforce. We spend 40 or more hours a week with our coworkers. We literally see them more than our own families. Yet millions of us still feel profoundly isolated and lonely. By 5 o'clock in the evening, our social batteries are totally dead. We are mentally and physically drained. The thought of keeping up a fun, professional mask for another 2 hours is exhausting. Sitting in a loud bar pretending to care about corporate gossip sounds like actual torture. We desperately want friends, but we lack the energy for a performance. This happy hour awkwardness is caused by a specific psychological phenomenon. It is called context collapse. A happy hour forces two totally different worlds to immediately collide. You are technically outside the office, but you are still surrounded by coworkers. Your brain completely panics. You don't know whether to act like a polished employee or a relaxed, normal human being. So, you completely freeze up. You stick to talking about office politics or incredibly safe, boring topics. You never actually bond. You just extend the workday. This environment also wreaks absolute havoc on your adult attachment style. Let's say you lean toward an anxious attachment style. You desperately crave connection and approval. You might nervously overshare personal details after one too many drinks. You try to force intimacy to feel socially safe. Then you wake up the next morning feeling intense shame and workplace dread. If you lean toward an avoidant attachment style, you experience the exact opposite reaction. You feel completely suffocated by the social pressure. You just make up a polite excuse about needing to feed your dog. You skip the happy hour entirely and go straight home. Both of these paths lead directly back to adult loneliness. We have to stop trying to force connection in these high-stakes environments. We need a low-stakes, zero-pressure approach to socializing. We have to find a way to slowly lower those extremely heavy American workplace boundaries. You need an environment where you don't have to constantly perform. You need to connect without it feeling like a mandatory networking event. That is exactly where the errand method changes absolutely everything. Let me introduce you to the errand method. It relies on a very specific psychological concept. We are talking about the immense power of side-by-side interactions. Think about a typical happy hour or a lunch date. You are sitting directly across from a table. You are staring right into their eyes. That is called a face-to-face interaction. For an adult with high social defense mechanisms, it is terrifying. It feels exactly like a police interrogation. You feel immense pressure to keep the conversation flowing. Every single pause feels incredibly heavy and awkward. You feel like you have to maintain perfect eye contact. Now, think about going for a casual walk. Think about sitting in the front seats of a car. You are looking at the road, not at each other. You might be browsing the shelves of a local store. These are side-by-side interactions. They completely remove the intense pressure of constant eye contact. When you remove that pressure, the human brain naturally relaxes. Silence suddenly feels perfectly fine, instead of terribly awkward. You easily drop your stiff professional guard. You finally start talking like a real, authentic person. This is how humans naturally build trust in the wild. We are just applying it to the modern American workday. Let's put this into practice at your office right now. Do not ask your coworker to go get lunch later. That takes up a massive block of their precious time. It requires planning and shifting their whole schedule around. It forces them to put down their work and commit. It is just way too formal for a brand new acquaintance. Instead, you are going to use the Micro-Errand script. You are going to offer them a quick midday reset. Wait until the middle of the afternoon, when everyone crashes. Walk by their desk, or shoot them a casual message. Deliver this exact script. I've been staring at these spreadsheets until my eyes are bleeding. I'm walking down to the coffee shop right now. I'm going to overpay for a massive iced latte. Come walk with me, so I don't completely lose my mind. Let's break down exactly why this script works like magic. First, you're already doing the activity anyway. You're completely removing all of the heavy social pressure. You aren't asking them to carve out a special favor. If they say no, you're still getting your coffee anyway. The invitation is entirely rejection-proof for your own ego. Second, you aren't offering them a stiff networking opportunity. You're offering them a vital, psychological escape hatch. You're validating the shared misery of the afternoon slump. You're saving them from the mind-numbing, culprit grind. It takes exactly 10 minutes out of their busy day. It's a casual side-by-side walk in the fresh air. It is the absolute perfect, low-stakes environment to build trust. Now that you've mastered the micro-errand, it's time to escalate. Your ultimate goal is to move this relationship out of the office. You want to bring them into the real world, but you have to do this incredibly slowly. American boundaries are extremely rigid. If you move too fast, you trigger their social panic. You don't jump straight from a coffee walk to a Saturday night dinner. That is way too intense. Instead, you introduce the mundane chore. Before we get to that script, I have a quick question. Have you ever been trapped in an excruciatingly awkward coworker happy hour? You know exactly the kind I mean. I want to read your absolute worst horror stories. Drop the most awkward corporate socializing moment you've ever experienced in the comments below right now. Let's all commiserate together in the comments. Okay, let's talk about the post-work chore. Let's say it is a Thursday afternoon. You might normally ask if they want to grab drinks on Friday. Stop doing that. It feels like a formal invitation. It requires a level of social energy they probably just don't have. Instead, you are going to leverage a shared human experience. We all have boring adult chores to do after we clock out. You are going to use this exact script instead. I have to do the absolute most depressing Target run after we log off today. I just need paper towels and laundry detergent. Please come with me and save me from my own total boredom. We can grab a quick slice of pizza on the way. Let's dig into the beautiful psychology of this specific script. You are actively and intentionally lowering the stakes. A fluorescent lit Target aisle and a greasy slice of pizza is not a date. It is absolutely not a corporate networking event. It is inherently and aggressively casual. You are signaling something very specific to their tired brain. You are telling them that you do not expect them to entertain you. You don't expect a polished conversational performance. You are just asking them to casually exist next to you. You are inviting them into the messy, unglamorous part of your real life. This builds profound psychological trust. When you walk through a store together, you have built-in conversation starters everywhere. You can mock a weird home decor item. You can debate the best brand of frozen waffles. You are engaging in that safe, side-by-side interaction once again. You are effortlessly building a shared history outside of the office building. And you are doing it all without draining an ounce of their social battery. As you start asking people to join you on these mundane errands, you face a massive hurdle. You have to navigate the profound American fear of imposing. 30-somethings in this country are just incredibly busy. They're carrying a massive mental load every single day. They have spouses waiting for them at home. They have dogs that desperately need to be walked. They have kids to pick up from daycare. But mostly, they're just fighting deep, chronic exhaustion. Because of this reality, we're absolutely terrified to ask for someone's time. We constantly feel like we're burdening our coworkers. To get around this fear, you have to do something totally counterintuitive. You must always provide a psychological exit door. When you invite an adult out, assume their first instinct is to decline. They're naturally trying to protect their precious free time. If you corner them with a direct, intense question, they panic. They feel totally trapped in the conversation. They feel forced to invent a polite lie to escape. You want to completely eliminate that awkward social friction. You do this by actively giving them permission to say no before they even speak. This is where you deploy the pre-rejection buffer. You simply tack this script onto the end of absolutely any invitation. You ask them to run to the store or grab that slice of pizza. Then you immediately add this exact phrase. No pressure at all if you just want to go straight home and crash tonight. I completely get it. But the offer always stands. By proactively giving them this buffer, you instantly drop their defenses. You completely remove the mental burden of formulating an excuse. You literally hand them a perfectly valid, socially acceptable way out. Ironically, making it incredibly easy for them to say no changes everything. It actually makes them significantly more likely to say yes. They suddenly feel completely safe with you. They feel totally in control of their own schedule. They don't feel trapped by a demanding work acquaintance. They feel seen and understood by an empathetic friend. You just proved that you value their comfort over your own social agenda. Here is the absolute, ultimate secret to this whole strategy. If you want to transition a coworker into a real friend, you have to take the leap. You have to be the one to break the professional seal first. You can't wait around for them to do it. You have to be willing to drop the perfect employee mask. You have to admit out loud that you're tired. You need to confess that you're totally bored. You have to own the fact that you're dreading a basic household chore. Perfection is actually the absolute enemy of true human connection. Hyper-professionalism builds giant walls instead of bridges. Think about what happens when you let your guard down. You invite them into the messy, mundane parts of your actual life. You run a totally boring errand together. By doing this, you're sending a powerful psychological signal. You are actively giving them permission to be a real human being too. You are freeing them from the exhaustingly high expectations of corporate America. That is the exact moment an acquaintance finally becomes a real friend. It doesn't happen over forced martinis at a loud bar. It happens while you're holding paper towels in a Target parking lot. If you are truly ready to stop forcing awkward networking events, it's time to change tactics. If you want to start building genuine, low-stress adult friendships, you need to stick around. Hit that subscribe button right now. I post brand new, highly realistic social scripts every single week. I am here to help you totally crack the code on human connection. You don't have to accept being lonely in your 30s. You just need a significantly better strategy. I will see you in the next one.